Hey everybody, it's Ginger on Wheels here again. Thanks for stopping by the channel where we get to test and review the latest electrically wheeled gadgets. Today's bike is called the Jasion Eb7. We're gonna be doing a quick unboxing and ride video, so subscribe if you haven't already. Let's roll the intro and get to opening this box. I have a feeling assembly is required. Houston, we have tire. Seat post. Okay, so we have the bike out of the box. Looks like you get one bike with detached handlebars. This is the front tire and the seat post, kind of like the other bike that we unboxed earlier. Let's open up this. I'm hoping this is tools and a charger. Ah yes, and who can forget the instruction manual? Let's take a look at this. Sometimes manuals are bad, sometimes they're good. Yeah, it's got all the settings and everything in here. So it's a good manual. Wow. Lots of adjustment in the seat if you're just super huge or really tiny. That's cool. It's got little markings too on it so you can see how tall your seat is. Front headlight. It's got a little 3-pin connector, so plug and play headlight. What is this? Oh, cool. It comes with a rechargeable flashing tail light. So I guess that means we don't have a brake light, but you can mount this to your seat pole and then you get a little brake light. And it comes with a charger cable too. It's a nice little accessory. Tools and some lug nut covers for your front wheel once you put that on. Charger, so good stuff. Charger comes with its own little manual. Kind of hard to mess up a charger though. Just make sure it's plugged into the wall before you plug it into the bike. And that's basically all you need to know. So it comes with a 54 volt 2 amp charger, which means that this battery is a 48 volt nominal battery. So pretty powerful. And this bike also has a 500 watt motor and a ledge top speed of 26 miles per hour. So a lot faster than the hay bike we unboxed earlier. I think it retails for 950 bucks, but I do have a code you can punch in when you're checking out, Ginger2, and that gives you 2% off. So a nice little bonus there. Ah, pedals. We have pedals. They're hardy too. Nice little pedals. Ah, so this is how the clasp works. This is kind of cool. Clamp. And when you want to release it, you lift this little nub up and then you can pull the clamp down. This is nice. This is a nice thick piece of metal here. So this piece of metal is going to have to actually break before the handlebars will fold on you. Some scooters and unicycles just have like a little tiny bolt. Not really reassuring, but this looks good. Nice hardy clasp too. You gotta take your included tool, take these 2 screws off, and put your handlebars on. You want the Shimano shifter on the right, and it's got a little half twist throttle. Make sure that's on the right side too. This little drill kit I picked up has come in handy so many times. I'll link it in the description. You can check it out on my Amazon store, amazon.com/shop/gingeronwheels. It's got all the useful things you'll need. Okay, handlebars are on. Okay, headlight is fastened. There's our connector piece. It's gotta be in the sleeve, right? Oh, this is cool. It's got a little Jason branded cable cover with Velcro. And there's your connector for the headlight. Bada bing, bada boom. Now let's turn her upside down and get the tire and pedals mounted and we'll be on our way. How cool is that? Bike folds in half, so it's extra portable, and then when you fold it in half, the battery slides out like a cartridge. So you could buy a spare one of these, toss it in your backpack, and get double the range. Oh, and keys. Comes with keys. This, I believe, on the bottom is where the key goes for when the battery is plugged in. They have this little nub thing on the disc rotor. I thought that was the style, but this is just a plastic protector so that your rotor and bolt don't get damaged. So hopefully we won't have any brake scraping. Looks like these are 160 millimeter disc brakes. On the front and back, pretty good braking power there. Got big fatty 20-inch around, 3-inch wide tires. Looks like a hybrid design, so you got a little bit of traction. Pretty sweet, actually. Pop it on there. Cool. Much, much easier front tire installation than the hay bike. You had to fiddle with the axle and everything that was disconnected. This is way nicer. We'll just take our provided wrench and wrench the lug nuts on a little bit. Make sure they're nice and snug. And if you want to, you can put some blue Loctite on the threads before you put the bolts on. Okay, pedals. So this one twists onto the left and this one twists onto the right. That way they don't come unscrewed while you're pedaling. Nice and tight. I don't see any fenders for this thing. Not a good bike to ride around in the rain. You'll get all sprayed. Motor's in the rear and it's pretty heavy. But one cool thing about this bike, not only does it have nice squishy tires, well, we got to pump these up, but there's also rear suspension, which the hay bike did not have. Kickstand, hardy kickstand. Check out that clonk. That is just next level R&D on Jason's part. The little lug nut covers they give you don't fit over the front fork, so that's just a waste of plastic right there. Cool. So on the front here, we have front suspension, and you can change it to the open position where the shocks will squish and you get like better for off-roading or bumpy roads. But you can also lock it in the down position so that the shocks won't compress anymore, and that translates to higher efficiency when you're pedaling. There's no such adjustment on the rear suspension, however. Yeah, the battery inside of here and this tube has two ways to charge it. Unplug it right here, and you can plug the charger in right there, or you can remove it from the battery, bring it in your house, and you can plug it in the actual battery itself. Okay, so a few things you want to know about this bike right away. It does have a horn and a horn button here. Kind of a strange one. The light, that's on, so barely a light there. I can't imagine that's going to do a whole lot, so don't rely on that. You probably want a handlebar mounted headlight. On the bottom of the display here, we noticed it has a little USB port and has a 5-volt, 500 milliamp hour output, so you can trickle charge your phone from this while you're riding, so you won't run out of battery on your phone. Also, interestingly enough, the advertised speed was 26 miles per hour on the website, and we just went through the advanced settings on the controller. Instructions for that were in the manual, but when you free spin the motor, it only goes up to 23, so just blatant false advertising there. Our bike is all put together though, so we're gonna put on our gear and hop on and ride. Alrighty then, we've got the Jasion Eb7 out of the box. Everything's all put together and adjusted. I'm 6'2", 220 pounds, and this bike actually fits me surprisingly well. I adjusted the handlebars up here to the 3 position, and then the seat is on 16 millimeters or 16 centimeters. I guess that's how much room you have left before it'll come out of the tube. The suspension works surprisingly well. I can't imagine it would be great for off-roading because the suspension isn't very sturdy in the front, but it is nice and squishy, so that's cool. Well, let's hop on this thing and see what it's like to ride. So I've got the pedal assist on right now. You can see as soon as I start the pedal, whoop, the bike goes, and whatever speed you have it in. Oh, that's cool. The pedal assist modes here, I've got 1 through 5 on the display, which is actually pretty dim. I hope you can see it. But as you pedal and as the bike goes faster and faster, it shifts gears for you, so you don't have to actually push the plus and minus buttons all the time. Oh, gotta change gears. Just click the little Shimano shifter here on the right. There it is. So easy to pedal e-bikes. Try and brake the front suspension here. Well, it does pretty well. Might as well show you this too. The bike does have a walking mode. If you press and hold the minus button on the thing here, the bike, wow, the walking mode's really fast. The walking mode is like 4 miles an hour. So if you're speed walking, you can walk the bike next to you or up hills. All right, I'm out on the Jason Eb7. Dad is on the hay bike Cityscape. We're going for a little ride. Got my Insta360 1X2. They're having their spring sale right now. I would pick one of these up if I were you. They're freaking sweet. They made some huge improvements in the app to make the Insta way better. I think it's gonna be my go-to camera of choice now if I don't need the mic. So I've got the bike right now in automatic transmission mode. You can see it says PAS 4, that's pedal assist 4. Now it's down to 3. And as the speed goes down, it will shift gears for me. So it'll just continually go faster and faster up to top speed. You can go into the advanced settings and put it in manual mode, and then you have to push the plus and minus buttons on the left side here, and you can switch it to just be a fixed speed. But it has 5 speed modes, so nice variety of range there. Nice range of modes, I should say. This bike feels really solid with these wide tires. The Haybike Cityscape just has, I think they're 1.5 or 2 inch tires. Wide, I mean. These ones are 3 inches wide. He does get a tail light though, I don't have that. In case you didn't notice, Dad fixed the hay bike saddlebags, so he's got some saddlebags on there now. If we go to the store and grab some drinks or whatever, snacks, you can put them in the bags. Let's see how fast we can go down this bigger hill. "24 miles an hour downhill." So that 26 mile an hour spec on the website is just way off. Nice hill climbing power though with this 500 watt rear hub motor. Let's try and break the suspension a little bit. Oh yeah. This bike feels a bit more aggressive than the Haybike Cityscape. It feels a lot like the Haybike Mars. I thought it would be too small for me just because the frame's so physically short, but it fits really nicely with the extended handlebars, or extended seat and handlebars. Still can't figure out why on earth we can't tighten this down. That's just a major design flaw. One thing I noticed about this bike is there are post holes for fenders. I imagine you could probably find some aftermarket fenders for this thing on Alibaba or AliExpress, but the front has them too. Right there on the fork, a little hole on either side so you can screw a fender in. Doesn't come with fenders though, not a good bike for rain riding. Front suspension bottoms out pretty easily with me riding on it really hard. I maintain my position that that's just not great front suspension. It'll do though, it'll do. This is a cheap bike. About $1,000 and then you get 2% off with the code GINGER2. It's nice having it in the automatic transmission mode. It'll kick in with pedal assist no matter how fast I'm going. Like I'm not working at all right now. Nice brakes. Big wide tires so they don't skid that easily. You get a lot of stopping power. Let's turn on the Insta. This camera's sweet. I'm gonna have to do a review on this thing. You even get a little display in the front. How cool is that? So this is what the camera on the Insta looks like. And you can reposition whichever way it's facing in post. So all you have to do is just hold it out in front of you like this and get the great shots. Yes, we do have matching jackets. I just gave him my old one. Over in the left here, there's some pretty decent trails. I have a feeling this is where this bike would shine. Oh, the display flopped all the way down. Definitely need to undo the display and put rubber bands on. I'm gonna roll down this trail really quickly and test out the suspension and tires and stuff, but I'll be back in like a minute. That was fun. Suspension's a little clanky, but gets the job done. Oh, I think he's gunning it again. I'm catching up. This bike is just a hair faster. There he is, the man himself. That seat looks really sweet though. Aesthetically, I think that bike looks better. This one looks more like a Mars Rover. No fenders though. You can hear my suspension rattling away.
Yeah.
Oh, are you flooring it? I got much more hill climbing power than he does. And I got lower battery too. He has 100% charge. I'm down to 31 because we didn't get a chance to charge it out of the box that well. Check this bike out. All right, so we have switched bikes. I'm on the Haybike Cityscape. My first impression is a much more comfortable seat, much more comfortable ergonomics. And you have the step-through frame on this, so probably better for city riding. If I were to try and off-road this thing though, it would make me really nervous. This design of the handlebars, how it curves like this, not great for off-roading at all. Just good for comfort. Also the skinny little tires. You get more range with skinny tires, but they don't do as well in the rain or off-road, no gripping, you know? Also, I noticed full throttle on the hay bike, if I'm standing on the ground, I can actually hold it back all the way. Like I can just hear the motor going gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. but it can actually go. On that bike, if you punch the throttle, you can't hold it back, it goes. 500 watt motor versus 350 on an e-bike, for whatever reason, makes a big difference. On a scooter, I think that would be pretty negligible. Oh, we're slowing down up this hill. Little baby hill. Look at Dad up there, he's cruising. The Jason Eb7 is way faster. If you're in it for comfort, maybe just a little commute, this bike's better. But if you're more extreme and you want to have more fun, Eb7, definitely all day. Just pop some new pedals and a new seat on that thing and it would be a nice little machine. One really cool thing I like about the Jason Eb7 is that it's got a manual transmission mode where you have to actually flick through the pedal assist modes, or you can go into the advanced settings and put it in automatic transmission mode where it acts as a motorcycle. You have a half twist throttle and it also has pedal assist. So the motor will kick on automatically when you're pedaling. I really like that. You don't have to change settings or anything to make it do what you want it to do. Oh man, look at the pickup on that thing. He's shooting off way faster than I am. He has like 30% battery left. I'm near full on the Heybike Cityscape and he gone. He gone. Come on, I gotta do some pedaling here. Gotta kick it up a notch. Keep up with the Eb7. You can do it, Heybike. That thing is way faster than this thing. We were about neck and neck. I was a little bit faster than you when I was on that, but you were pulling off way faster than me.
This thing's got a lot more power.
Yeah, Eb7's got way more power. More power, better brakes, fatter tires. The only downsides are that saggy little display. You're gonna have to do some MacGyvering to get it to stay up. And no fenders. I will say though, my butt feels a lot better on this bicycle. Definitely needs a new seat on that thing. So that bike has a rear suspension built into the frame. It's a lot more fluid of a motion. This bike has suspension built into the seat and it just kind of chunks up and down. Not the best. Okay, so we just went for a ride on the Heybike Cityscape, but also the Jason Eb7, which I like a lot more. Just the control of it, having the flat bars instead of the little Cityscape bars, feels a lot better to ride. I do like the rear frame suspension instead of having suspension in the seat, but more importantly, it's just got a lot of power. Like hills that this thing was struggling up, this one can just dominate with no problem. I don't know what it is about the extra 150 watts, but that's really all it takes to have a lot more fun. Plus the super wide tires did great on that little off-road jaunt that I did. And because there's more surface area on the tire, it has a lot more braking power too. So the downsides on this thing though are the seat. I don't think it's as comfortable as that seat. Easy to replace though, they're not that expensive either. And the display, for whatever reason, it comes like this. This is as tight as it goes and it just flops up and down. So I don't really know why that is. They don't even give you a tool to adjust it either. You need your own 7/64 Allen wrench to adjust it. So if you took this display off and then you put some rubber bands around the bars and then tightened it back on with your own Allen wrench, then it would stay up, but out of the box, there's no way to actually keep it up and it was always flopping down. So those are really my only complaints with it. It's a really solid bike and I can't believe it's under $1,000. Oh yeah, also another small downside, no fenders, so you can't ride it in the rain. Not that you would want to ride an e-bike in the rain anyway, but especially this one. Let's go ahead and get Dad's final thoughts on it because he rode it too.
Okay, so this thing is awesome compared to the other bike. So I really like it because it's got a lot more power and the turning radius is really nice. I didn't get a chance to use the headlight obviously because it's still sunny out. I kind of like the portability idea that you can fold it in half, you know, and for storage space. And the shocks on it seem really nice. I wasn't too fond of the seat because I have a bony butt. Yeah, but other than that, I really liked it a lot. It was easy to adjust things up and down. So they're marked on the handlebars, so you can kind of get, okay, so Ryan was at that setting and now I'm going to use it at this setting. I don't know if you'd ever want to do that, but if you wanted to have a friend borrow it, you could get it easy back into the right position. I really like the turning radius on this thing over the other bike. And the other one kind of had like a thumb throttle, but this one's kind of like got a motorcycle thing. So I was kind of like pretending I was on my old motorcycle, which I crashed horribly and put the peg through my leg and I sold it that day. But
reliving your motorcycle days.
Yeah, I was, yeah. But I don't think I'll ever buy a motorcycle. This is probably about as close as I'm gonna get to it. And it'd be fun to take it off-road, and do some trail riding once I get better at it. But it was super fun. I enjoyed it.
Okay, well that's all for us. I hope you enjoyed watching our video, the demo of the Jason Eb7. There's a link to the bike in the description and also the coupon code you can get for you. But overall, very solid bike, and I highly recommend it if you're looking for a budget cruiser under $1,000 that has more pep than you might think.